When the Philistines had stolen the Ark of the Covenant from Israel in the days of Eli the high priest, they put it in their nation's capital temple for their false god Dagon. And then it tells us that they thought they had won. They captured the ark. It was the very throne of God's presence, and it was paraded like a trophy of war into the temple of their god Dagon. And they set it beside Dagon in their pride, as if to say, our God has triumphed over yours. And then they went to bed, distinctly and significantly noting in the Bible that they went to sleep. In other words, they dreamed of how they might have harnessed the sacred object of God and how they could use the power of Israel's God for their own purposes. They imagined that Dagon was exalted and the ark was subdued, and they thought they had humbled the God of Israel. But God wasn't threatened. He wasn't intimidated. He didn't need to act immediately. He didn't need to react at all. He doesn't react. Our God reigns. He let them sleep. He let them dream. And while they rested in their false confidence, heaven was preparing a revelation about the cross. By morning, Dagon had fallen, and he was face down before the Ark of the Covenant. Their idol, their God, lay prostrate, as if forced to worship the God of Israel. And still unwilling to believe, the Philistines stood Dagon back up again. But the next morning, not only had the idol fallen again, but his head and his hands were broken off, lying on the threshold of the entrance into the temple. God made it clear, no idol can stand in his presence. No enemy can exalt itself beside his throne. And what the Philistines meant to be a mockery, God turned into a message. You can't set the living God beside dead idols. You can't use his divine power for corrupt gain. You can't reduce the glory of God to a relic. He will not be manipulated. He will not be co-opted, and he will be worshipped. And just like Dagon fell before the ark, every false god, every enemy, every lie, every spiritual stronghold will fall before the presence of the Lord. Let the nations rage and let the enemy dream, because when the morning comes, the throne of God will be standing, and every Dagon will be broken down. The ark never needed to be defended. Like Dagon had its people prop them back up on a pedestal again, God defends his own glory, and Israelites weren't even there. And when he rises, no power in heaven or in earth can stand beside him.